Basically, my father is a businessman. He started his company about 33 years back. So, right from the time that I was born and I grew up with him, so always used to visit his office, his factory, the way he used to work, and I used to keep on following. So every time, when he solves a problem, or he finds a solution for a customer, I always used to feel it's such a great feeling. So it probably, I would say, it came in my blood itself. The entrepreneurship came in my blood itself. So once I graduated and I finished my MBA, the first thing that came up in my mind was, yes, I need to kickstart with my own venture. I never thought I would work for someone else. But then in my college, my lecturer started to say that before you get into the entrepreneurship, why don't you get an exposure towards the in the industry. So I worked for an industry in Naukri.com and another company called Novel for about a year, and that's when I realized, okay, there are problems which I need to solve. So this is how I got into the entrepreneurship, and this was the way through from my college to the entrepreneurship. So this was my idea about it. As I said before, the key driving force is every time I see a problem in the society or with people, I always tend to find a solution for it. It might be in anything. It might be in the current problem that we are facing, or the problems they have faced before. So whenever you talk to people, they explain to you, this is the problem that I face, and this is the solution I'm trying to search, but I'm not able to get. So that drives me to find a solution for them. So this is one of the driving force that drives me towards the entrepreneurship. Basically, I run three ventures. The first, when I ventured out of my college and then got into the industry, I came back to my own venture, that is to start my own venture, that is fine-tune consultancy. Why I came up with this name was, I used to work for a company called Naukri.com. So where we used to always meet the clients in offering the placements for them. But then every time the company used to come back to us telling that we don't have people who have a real talent, or they have talent but they don't know how to put it forward. So when I came out of this company and started my own, I thought, okay, fine tuning is very important. You need to fine tune a person's talent. So this is how fine tune consultancy came up. So this is my first venture. The second one is when I started Hammer and Woods. So the word Hammer and Woods itself speaks about something related to the interiors and the wood. So I thought, what is the best thing that can connect to people is the material I use itself, to make sure to connect to people of my solution that I offer. It was very easy. Okay, I use hammer, that's an architectural tool, and wood that I deal with. So this was this was a very catchy name. Before I selected this name, I tried to speak to people telling that have you heard of this company called Hammer and Woods? Like, no, but is it related to interiors or carpentry? They used to ask. So I got okay, this is the thing that I can catch hold of. So that's when I termed Hammer and Woods. And the third is the altered carbon. Altered carbon is a very a different concept itself altogether. Basically, altered carbon deals with customization. See, the concept of altered carbon, every single thing on this world is made of carbon. So I came up with this word altered carbon is when the life doesn't end, or there is nothing called an end for altered carbon. So Bullet, especially the Royal Enfield came up. People used to say, okay, I'm done with Royal Enfield, or you can see people are like, Royal Enfield doesn't even hit me back. So that's when they say, when you alter something and people wants to take it back, that's when the name altered carbon came into my thought. My typical day, I am very workaholic. Sorry, but yes, I start day, I get up around 6 o'clock, hit gym because I need energy, because I have to take care of three ventures. I have to go places, I have to visit people, look into all my problems, visit factory. So I get up, hit gym, come back, shower, have breakfast, and sharp 9:30 I'm in my office, which is Hammer and Woods. So morning I try to see previous day works, what is left or what has to be done, and I plan my day according to it. And then around 11:30 I hit out to the road, go to meet my clients. Clients are very important to me, so that I meet my clients till 3:34. I try to be with my clients. In between I try to sneak out and have lunch, and after 3 I hit my factory, because that's the time when the peak production is happening. Around 3 to 6 is my peak production. So I hit my factory, have a look at it, and post 6 I come back and go to my garage, that is altered carbon garage, where evenings are the time when people like to visit my garage to get the things done. They would have finished their office and they come to my store, so they try to get something done. Till 8 I will be there. 8 I come back home because family time. After 8 I don't try to pick up calls of my clients. 8 to 9 I try to watch news or read something or spend some time with my family. 9 o'clock I have my lunch, dinner, and 10:30 I am off. This is my typical day. My customers' problems is my motivation. You know why? Every time they come up with a problem or they have some issue with it, it always motivates me to find a solution to them. And in case if they don't have a problem, I try to see what best I can do. So every single minute, every single time that I spend time with my customer, I try to see what is the best I can give to them. If I have given the best, I'll try to search what is the next thing that I can give it to them. So that every next step, every extra step that you take in is what that motivates me. Especially in terms of altered carbon, especially the custom biking, when my customer comes to me telling that there are few things that I want to get it done, I would try to recommend them with another thing which always challenges me. Say for example, custom painting of the tank. There are few traditional ways of custom paints, but I try to motivate myself telling that what is the best thing that I can offer to them. So I try to search on the web, maybe not which is done in India, maybe abroad. Try to see, can I implement that into my customer? Can I give an extra value to them? So that extra value is what that motivates me in my career. Fear. I have one of the biggest fears. You know what? Losing my clients. Losing my client, losing money, I don't mind. Okay, sometimes money comes and goes. You can earn it back. Once you lose the faith of your customer, that's the biggest fear I have. So I have actually stumbled upon, like I've done a mistake of once, losing a customer, and it has hit back me very bad. Especially when you don't take care of your customer well. When your customer feels, the solution that you have provided is not worth it for the money they are paying, or the time, especially in this current generation, if you don't give value to time, that hits you back really bad. So that's the fear that I have of losing my customers. So how do I manage it, or how do I cater to my fear is, I try to see I stick on time every time. So I try to give a time to my customer, and I will look into it. I am on time to my customer, and the delivery, especially the delivery that you're trying to give it to your customer, the value delivery, I try to see that I accept and over deliver. So especially when it comes in terms of your interiors, it is very critical. It's very critical. Your customer tries to visualize something and you deliver something. It has to match. If that doesn't match, you are out of the business. So this is how I try to cater to my fears. That I try to see that my value delivery is on time, the quality is on time, and I put my customer first than my interests. So that's how I manage my fear. Success is a very complicated terminology. Success is when you put a lot of perseverance, hard work, patience, sacrifice most of all together. That comes in together, which will give you one sense of satisfaction or happiness. That's success. See, in especially for a startup, success is a small positivity might feel a success, and especially the failure is not opposite to success. Failure is a part of success. I'll tell you why. For a startup, every time he fails, there's a lesson that he's trying to learn. That lesson itself is a success mantra for him to move on. So success is very subjective. For me, I still feel I'm not successful. Every time my customer gives the final check with a smile, I feel a sense of satisfaction. But again, that challenges me. Telling that today, customer has given you a check with a smile. When will he give a check with a full of joy? When he jumps and says, "You have done an excellent work. I would recommend your work to somebody else." That's when the success comes in to a startup. Because startup needs more people, more projects, and he has to spread a word in the society where he is trying to do his business. Business is just a small terminology where you sell your product for money. But the bigger part of success is when you as a person builds a brand. Today, in case if somebody hears my name, I want them to recognize me as Vivek. That is a success, that what I've achieved, rather than okay, he's a part of a company. Yes, company has to build. That's a brand name. See, in business we learn that business and the business owner are two different entities. For me, success is when Vivek, the name Vivek has to sound okay. He can modify a bike. He can bring out a beautiful interior for me. He is the one who gives the best training program. So that's success to me, more than money. So this is how I define success. Obviously, when you start a venture, it's only for a passion. First, it is your baby, man. It's your baby, like every time in a crisis or in a success, that passion is what always drives you towards your venture. Yes, my startup, all three startups are because of passion itself. Finding consultancy purely because of passion is what I started, because I saw a problem and I knew that I have a potential to solve a problem. My passion is always towards that. Second thing, when it comes to hammer and words, again, the creativity, the decor, the colors, the materials always drives me. So that's a passion that I drive in. So that's how I started hammer and words. And altered carbon, I'm a big time biker and I love bikes. So altered carbon is purely for passion. I don't see a money motive in my altered carbon. It's purely for the passion I drive. Yes, once you kickstart, and it's almost about 3.5 to 4 years now that I've been running. Now I see a point where money is also important, because when you start a venture, passion drives you, but to sustain your business, money is very important. So every single time I execute my project, passion is what my main driving force. Yet money comes into play because you have to pay your suppliers, you have to sustain yourself. There is a money quotient that is involved to build your business, make it bigger, expansion, and above all, for a business to survive in a long term, saving is very important. Every time money comes in, money goes out. Frankly speaking, for a startup, at the end of the month we have a financial crisis. Yet we have to cut a small slice in the profits and put it aside, telling that this is not my money. Because there are times when during the crisis financial support might not be there. That's when this comes into play. So money is important. Money sometimes drives me, yes, especially in hammer and words. More than materials, more than passion, off late I'm seeing to grow my business, because now I'm expanding my business. Money is more driving me now. Yet if you lose the fire of passion, probably all your ventures, one day or the other day, it will die. Because when you make your ventures money driven, I think you don't last long. because you'll be running behind money, and the sole purpose of the business is lost. You can make money today. You can hook or crook, thief. Thief makes money, but he doesn't have a passion for thief. He wants money. One or the other day he'll get caught. In the same way, if you drive yourself with passion, your business, your venture, your own self-integrity lasts longer. So this is what I feel. Passion is the main force.